Can I order a 992 GT3 RS?
No.
Why? Hey guys, Raj Sangha, Car Security. Welcome back to the channel. I am here again at Porsche Reading. Got some GT products over here. Looks fantastic. And then we've got a mix of fairly new cars on that side. And over here, you've got a 992 GT3 RS in Arctic Grey with the Weissach pack. So I'm here to spec my new car. We're going to grab David. We're going to go into one of the rooms here, one of the spec rooms, spec lounge I think they call it, and we'll spec my car and you'll see what colour and all the options that I'm going for. So guys, sit back and hopefully you'll enjoy this episode. I am here again at Porsche Reading to spec my dream car, a Porsche 992 GT3 RS. I didn't think I'd get allocation. Obviously I was here 18 months ago speccing the 992 GT3 and I took delivery of that in September 2022. We are now in September 2023. I'm back again with David Churchill. Hello again.
Hello.
And we are going to spec my car today. So a GT3 RS, a racing car for the road. It's a nice way of putting it, I suppose.
It is. It's the only way of putting it, actually.
I'm not 100% sure on the colour. And off camera, myself and David were having a quick chat about potential colours. There are three that I've sort of narrowed it down to, and those colours are black, Arctic grey, or shark blue. There are only 8 colours available in the standard palette. There are actually 4 colours in what Porsche call standard colours, and then 4 colours as the special colours. Right, so where do we start, David? Should we choose a colour first?
We need to choose a colour first.
So let's go with one of the 3 colours that I've decided on.
Well, you sent through Arctic Grey, so...
Yeah, that's not necessarily the colour I'm going for, guys. But we can lock in the spec.
There you go. So pros and cons in the Arctic Grey. The writing becomes a little bit fainter, but other than that, lovely colour.
So I've spec'd it currently with silver wheels, but there is an option for gold wheels. So this is more or less the final spec, but we'll go through the whole spec process and show you some of the options that are available, and we'll talk costing as well. So I've obviously gone with the Weissach pack.
Yeah.
Now the Weissach pack, guys, for those of you that don't know, is a complete package that reduces the weight of the car by changing some of the body components to carbon fiber. Also changes the wheels from the stock GT3 RS wheels to magnesium wheels, which are lighter. There are a few suspension upgrades, minor tweaks I should say, and there's a few interior tweaks as well. The biggest thing are the external carbon bits.
They are.
I think they make the car, don't they?
Well, they're stunning, aren't they? So, and this is the question you've got, and you'll have a look at the car outside later. But,
we're saying that, guys, there is actually an Arctic Grey 992 GT3 RS for sale here at Porsche Reading. It's in Arctic Grey with gold wheels, Weissach pack. It's on SOR, sale or return. It's got a big number, big ticket number next to it. And we'll go into that in a short while.
I won't.
I'll explain the number to you and maybe the reasoning behind the number. So we've got the Weissach pack, which gives you the carbon bonnet, the roof in carbon, the side mirrors in carbon, and some of the external sections of the rear window in carbon, from what I understand.
Yeah.
The wheels now, with the Weissach package, the wheels are they gold as standard?
Right, so the platinum silver
Okay.
is standard.
Correct name.
And there are options. So satin dark silver.
Looks a bit more aggressive just by changing the colour of the wheels. Black.
Okay, so almost in keeping with the plastic bits.
Red. in your face red. And then we've got
indigo blue.
Okay, that's unusual. I don't think that colour combo works, to be fair. Especially with the yellow brake calipers, blue wheels, grey paint, all the black bits, carbon fibre. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of noise with that car in that configuration. Now guys, the Weissach package isn't cheap. And from what I understand, I wrote it down here last night, it's £29,600 just for the Weissach package. It's a lot of money for a bit of carbon fibre and some fancy
Don't think
wheels.
about the money.
Really? To put it into perspective, I have found out that if you ordered the magnesium wheels separately, so say for example you bought a 992 GT3 RS and you didn't spec it with Weissach, and so actually, can I have a set of those magnesium wheels? They're over £20,000.
Yeah.
And that's without the carbon bits on the car. So actually it's a no-brainer to spec with the Weissach package. You get the wheels and you get all the carbon bits.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Let's just hope I
Makes
don't...
it a bargain.
Bargain? It's the cost of another car, guys. Let's just hope I don't curb those wheels, eh? He's gone quiet.
I'm not going to say a word there.
Okay.
Right, let's have a look at the interior.
Right. Okay, so I'm going Club Sport.
Yeah.
As I have in my current 992 GT3, as I had in my 991 GT3. With the Club Sport, you get the bucket seats and you get the roll cage, but now as part of the Weissach, the roll cage is in carbon fibre. So it's a little bit lighter, probably looks a little bit cooler as well. I love those seats, they're absolutely amazing. And believe it or not, guys, those seats are very comfortable. I've taken my 991 GT3, I took it to Scotland to do the NC 500 2 or 3 years ago. So 1,500 miles there and back. And believe you me, I did not have any backache throughout the whole drive. Okay, so...
so you've gone for the light stitching?
Yes. So in terms of the stitching, there are, how many options are there?
Well, you can have the guards red. That would probably clash. So really, it's just the two, red or the GT silver stitching.
Okay. So
bucket seats, obviously.
Bucket seats, yes. So you got the fire extinguisher in there as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully you never need to use that.
While we're doing this,
Yes.
do you want the fire extinguisher mounted?
No, thank you.
Okay.
If it's mounted, guys, it sits just in front of the passenger seat and it can sort of be cumbersome in the way. If obviously I'm taking on a track, which I will do at some point, then maybe I'll just mount it for track use. Do you only get one set of harnesses, is that correct?
2 sets.
So you get 2 sets, okay.
Accent package, so it matches up with the rest of it.
So the accent package are the GT3 RS logos, branding on the side. 3 options again for that, I believe.
Yeah.
So you've got black, red, and is it silver rather than white? I've opted for the silver on the grey car, on the Arctic grey car.
All right, so on the exterior packages, so gone for the LED courtesy lights.
Just so that you guys know, for £116, I've got a Porsche logo that illuminates when you open either door. Happy days.
Shines up on the,
yeah,
the
just
floor.
to remind me that
just
I'm
in
driving.
case you didn't
yeah,
know.
just in case I forgot.
So protective foil on the front if you wanted to. Will you sort that out yourself?
So protective foil is another posh word for PPF. Porsche offer just a front film. I'm going to PPF the whole car, so I don't need to pay for the front film. I'll just pay for the whole car somewhere externally.
Have you seen that?
Yes, bespoke complete wrapping. Can we show the guys? And can you tell me how many customers have actually spec the RS with the complete wrap?
No.
It's an interesting look, isn't it, guys? It's quite busy, isn't it?
That's almost like the Richard Atwood
Yes.
edition.
and all for the best part of £13,986.
Yeah, they should have just called it 14.
Yeah, £14 change. Okay, so we're not going with that.
Right, front axle lift.
That's a must.
No brainer.
If you get an opportunity to spec your car, make sure you tick that option. Even if it means you're never going to use it, when you potentially come to sell the car, most guys will always check if the car's got a front axle lift.
Yeah, ceramic brakes.
Now, ceramic brakes, I will track the car, but most cases I'll be using it on the road. But I think the PCCBs is a good option to tick, especially for future value as well. There is an option to change the color of the brake calipers.
Black, if you want.
Black. I think the yellow looks quite good with the rest of the car. David's laughing, I don't know why.
Because I had the interior picture on.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a reason why I've got yellow calipers, and there's a few bits inside which I've changed to yellow as well. So I'm going with PCCB, which are the Porsche ceramic composite brakes with yellow calipers.
Cool, tinted matrix lights, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the PDLS, Porsche Dynamic Light System. I've gone for that, which is the matrix lights, which follow you around corners and so on.
A lot more than that, a lot more than that.
Okay, so I'll just paint up.
So if you're following a car, it'll create a halo around that car, so you can still see ahead. So it's brilliant. Derived from racing. It's
a lot of money though.
Worth it, absolutely worth it.
See, he's a true salesman, isn't he?
No. Exclusive design tail lights.
So these are the rear lights, and they more or less black out the rear lights, is that correct? Create a darker effect?
Makes it clearer. So instead of having remember I'm colourblind,
okay.
So instead of having the red and the orange, it makes it the one colour, like almost a clear effect on
Looks
there.
nicer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's however, so,
it doesn't look too bad either.
no.
Breaks it up a little bit, if anything.
So,
what's the most popular choice between those?
I reckon it's 50-50.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll keep them on there for now. In terms of Alcantara, and Porsche call it race techs, most of the options are included. Are they included as part of the Weissach package?
Yeah.
So some of these options you see here, I cannot select because they're already part of the Weissach package.
Yeah. So things that you can change are
colour of the seat belts. So guys, obviously I've gone for the yellow brake calipers. So to break up on the inside with all that black and carbon fibre and race text, I've now added yellow seat belts, as you can see there. So the other two bits that I've changed inside to match the yellow is the rev counter to be in yellow, and also the chronograph, as some people will call it. That's also in racing yellow as well. So I've added the door sill guards in carbon matte. They're illuminated as well, again, just to show me that I'm driving a GT3 RS, I guess. Oh, and the sun visors in
race
tech or Alcantara.
And then you've got the Porsche logo on the storage compartment.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, the RS is only available in the 7-speed PDK, whereas in the non-RS, the GT3 model, you could have it in manual. This is only available in PDK.
Looks like a manual there.
It does look like a manual. Okay, so I think there's probably there's actually a couple other bits. There's the reversing camera.
Yeah.
Which again is a must, especially because of the size of that rear wing.
Do you want the traffic sign recognition?
No, thank you.
No?
What is that?
It's camera based, so it actually reads the road signs, but if you don't know what the road speed limit is, then it tells you what that is as well.
I've got Waze on my phone, it's free.
Not always right there. You need light design package.
Here comes David and his sales techniques again. So what's a light design package?
Okay, so it gives you the vanity mirror lights, it gives you the footwell lights, door lights.
Jason, would you spec your car, your RS, with lighting like that?
I mean, if it was that, then yeah.
Yes, you would. And you can turn the colour of the light to almost yellow.
All right, you know what? We'll go with that. There we go. David's won. He's actually sold me an additional item which I did not have on my spec list. Well done, David. And finally, guys, we're going to go with the Bose surround system for £1,152. It's a no-brainer. I know we are car audio security, but the chances of me changing the audio in this car are pretty remote. So for just over £1,000, you got the Bose upgrade. I think the only other option I've selected, which we haven't shown, is just a car cover. Is there a toolkit?
Yeah.
I couldn't find the toolkit. Apparently the toolkit's...
We've got one in the shop.
Oh, that comes free?
No.
Is that the way you said it? We've got one.
No, in the shop.
Oh, in the shop. I didn't hear that bit. Okay. Trying to get something free out of Porsche Reading is... Well, actually, I've got the coffee. I've got the biscuit, but it's not a cheat day, so I can't have this because it's sugar. So yeah, I've gone for the basic car cover.
That's cool.
And is that bespoke, so it covers that rear wing?
Yeah. Designed for... And you've got to admit, £269, that's pretty reasonable for that.
Is that it?
It is.
So guys, that's more or less my spec locked in. The colour could change, and in fact we'll show you a couple of variables now. So there's your shark blue with the silver decals on the side.
And it works, doesn't it?
My only concern is the shark blue was the launch colour of the 992 GT3, and there are a fair few 992 GT3s out there in that colour. Does it lose the sort of euphoria of having, I'm in an RS? Probably doesn't, because you've got all these wings and so much going on, but it does look very good, guys. And I quite like the fact that it's broken up with the carbon and the accents. And then we've got black here, guys, so I actually quite like the black. My concern was that the black cars typically hide the carbon fibre, but David feels actually he's seen a few and they don't. It does look menacing. Some people, if they were to go black, they'd go black wheels. I hate black wheels, so it'd have to be silver wheels. Well,
they work with the writing, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you've got the light grey on the carbon, the finish is actually absolutely bang on.
All right, guys, I'm still undecided. We'll stick with Arctic Grey for today.
Okay.
You may get an email or a phone call from me tomorrow. But in terms of spec, we've more or less locked that in, guys. The total price is £241,122 only.
Plus your road licence, obviously, and first car tax.
Okay. Now, like a true Indian, I did ask for a discount, but the answer was no. You showed me where the door was. Now, originally when I spec'd this car last year, when I was hoping I'd get allocation, when I said last year at the end of 2022, without PTS and without WISAC, I was speccing the car at under £200,000. Now, all I've added since then is the WISAC package, and the price has shot up to £241,000. Prices have gone up. The car price, the actual base car price has gone up, and all the options have gone up a little bit more as well. So it's a little bit unfortunate I didn't get allocation last year. I would have had the car by now. I probably could have saved, I don't know, 20, 30 grand. So
wouldn't have had WISAC.
Oh yeah, the WISAC wasn't available then?
Or ceramics.
Okay, so I suppose there is an upside to the fact that I've had to wait, that I've got these options. Some of you have been asking me, and some of you are wondering, how do you get allocation for a 992 GT3 RS? I'm going to put David on the spot here, and then I'm going to give you my experience. So David, if a customer walked in today and said, David Churchill, you look fantastic, you know, gave you all the spiel, make you feel good, look good. So right, can I order a 992 GT3 RS? What would you say?
No.
There you go, guys. And why?
Well, it's out of my control.
Okay.
That is the first one. And second, yeah, basically we don't get many. So customers who've been buying normal cars like your Cayenne and various things over the years, we try and allocate them that way, but no is the answer straight away.
Okay. Now, do you know how many cars you've had allocated this year? Rough idea?
I wouldn't even guess.
Okay. Is it single digit or low double digit?
Like I said, I wouldn't guess.
Okay, so he's not gonna reveal that. But guys, so just to sort of broaden what David has said there, I never thought I'd get allocation of the 992 GT3. few years ago, I came in and I spec'd a Cayenne. But prior to that, I spent a fair amount of money in the service department and in the spares department because I'd restored my 964 C2. I know Richie very well, who's been at Porsche Reading for like a gazillion years. And I got to know David and Tina when I spec'd my Cayenne. I already had at that time a 991 GT3, which I'd bought separately from an independent dealer. And we had conversations, I planted the seed. Moving forward from that, I've sent a fair amount of customers, my own friends, this way towards David and Tina, and they bought cars, be it Macans, be it Taycans, be it GT3s,
all sorts.
As Bavin. So quite a few customers. So I've not personally bought a lot of cars from here. I was probably given allocation of the 992 GT3 purely because I bought the Cayenne. As a loyal customer, I was told at the time that it's quite obvious that I don't flip my cars, and that's a big concern. The last thing they want to do is, and I'll go into that shortly when I show you the Arctic Grey car, the last thing they want to do, because there's a limited supply of GT cars, it's quite easy for you to buy a car if you get allocation and next day sell it to an independent dealer and make a fair amount of money over 30, 40, 50K over list. They knew I wouldn't do that because I'm a Porsche fanatic through and through. And that's why I was given allocation of the 992 GT3. And I planted the seed then for the RS. I've got to know the dealer principal very well. And that's why, as David said, it's out of his hands. You know, you could come here and make David feel as good as you want him to, but it's not in his control. It's down to the dealer principal. And I think through everything I've done through social media, sharing content, it's maybe got me a little bit noticed a bit more than others, and hence why I'm here getting allocation. At the end of the day, guys, I'm just a regular car guy who's done okay in life. And so it goes to show that if you do work hard and you have a relationship and you build that relationship, that you can get allocated stuff such as the GT cars. Would you agree with that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, there we go,
Quite
guys.
succinct.
So the spec is locked and loaded.
Well, I've actually just emailed it to them.
Okay. Now, if I was to change my color, I've probably got 24 hours or so. So when I go home tonight, I will play again on the configurator just to confirm that is the spec I'm going with, as in Arctic Grey or Shark Blue or Black. So I'll decide tonight.
Or yellow.
Yeah. Delivery. Now, I was told delivery potentially December. Is still that on the cards?
Yeah.
So we are now filming Wednesday, the 20th of September. So within 3 months, guys, I could have, fingers crossed, as long as there's no delays in production or parts, I could have the car maybe before Christmas. And that will be a fantastic Christmas present. So guys, we're going to show you the Arctic Grey car that's in the showroom now, and we'll talk money and we'll talk overs. And I'll let you know what that car is up for sale for. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'm just going to show you that Arctic Grey car now. Done.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Well done. See, look. Isn't he great, David? So guys, here we have a customer's 992 GT3 RS, which has been left with Porsche Reading. It's on SOR, sale or return, so they're selling it on behalf of the customer. This is in Arctic Grey with the Wiseac pack and the gold wheels. So you've got the carbon roof, the carbon bonnet, carbon mirrors, black decals. So if I went with the Arctic Grey, I would go with the sort of grey decals on the side, PDLS. Obviously you've got the Wiseac pack, so you've got the cage, which is the carbon cage inside. You've got the Club Sport seats or the bucket seats. Also got yellow brake calipers, yellow seat belts, yellow rev counter and yellow chronograph. So it's very similar spec if I was to go with this color. Now, in terms of price, this would have cost similar to what I've just spec'd, somewhere around 242,000 pounds. This car is up for sale today, Wednesday, September the 20th. 2023. If you'd like to buy this 992 GT3 RS, you can buy it for 469,000 and I think £995, so £470,000. That's best part of 230k-ish over list, which is just mind-boggling. So the customer has chosen to sell it via Porsche Reading to keep that relationship with Porsche. He used it, I don't know how many miles he's put on it, but that tells you why A, there's a limited supply of vehicles and what the market dictates for the price of the cars, and B, why demand is so high, because people know they can actually flip them. Actually, if you made more cars, then they wouldn't be selling for that kind of money anyway. So there is a limited amount of RS products that come to the market, and hence why prices for all RS models tend to be pretty strong. Residuals are very good, and typically even 5, 10, 15, 20 years after the cars come out, the cars are selling for over list. Now, just to give you an idea of wing, now some of you have probably seen pictures online and maybe you've not seen a GT3 RS. I'm 5'10", so that's where I'm at. Look at where the wing is, literally up to my nipple. So that is a wing you cannot miss. That's one hell of a wing. It is in your face, but the whole car's in your face. So anyway guys, that's the spec video done. Delivery is in December. I am super excited, super stoked to actually be back at Porsche Reading speccing another car, and for me, a dream come true. As I said earlier, a race car for the road. Will I track the car? Yes, I will. Once we PPF'd it, I will track the car. Super excited, delivery December. We'll do a reveal video when we get the car, but until then, what color would you go for? I'll remind you of the 8 colors, they're on the screen now. What color would you go for if you got allocation of a 992 RS? And what do you think of my spec? You know what to do. If you like this video, smash the like button. Make sure you share our content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because obviously there's a lot of content coming your way. And at some point in the next few months, I will be back at Reading to collect my RS. And you'll see it then in the flesh. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again on CAS TV.